Hey guys, it's your girl, Coach Tanisha Marie. And thank you for subscribing to my channel. Make sure you guys follow me everywhere, which is Coach Tanisha Marie everywhere. I have my own app. It's called the Skool, Skool, the School of Money and Wealth, where I talk about financial literacy, and I give you some step-by-step PDF that you guys can start to download and start to go through and understand. So this video is about becoming a DOE vendor and MWBE certified. So I had quite a few people reach out to me, about 10 people, reach out to me and ask me questions about becoming a DOE vendor for New York City. I don't know about any other state. Every state has their own, protocol, their own policies and procedures. I've been a DOE vendor for 7 years. How did I become a DOE vendor? My daughter's elementary school principal, she nominated me to become a DOE vendor 7 years ago. Now, when she nominated me to become a DOE vendor 7 years ago, I didn't really understand the magnitude of the DOE vendor. I didn't really understand like the magnitude of how important a DOE number. It's like, it's really like a license. Just say it's a license, like a license to do business with the Department of Education, right? So I used to do workshops for free at my daughter's school for the parents. I used to help out with the children, for free at the school. I mean, again, I never understood, and she didn't tell me. She just said, "Oh, you should be a DOE vendor." And I'm like, "Okay," and it was free, so that was it. It wasn't until I took a class, which they no longer offer this class. I mean, I'm not even going to tell you guys about it because it doesn't make no sense, because you guys are going to be like, where do I sign up? But it was a great class. They paid us $2,000 to take the class. It was like a experiment cohort class for entrepreneurs, right? Over 150 people applied, and 25 of us actually got into the 6-month cohort. They paid us $2,000 to take the class. So they basically told us about becoming DOE vendors and the importance of becoming a DOE vendor. Okay, so in that class, I really started to understand how this DOE thing works, like how the DOE vendor works. How do you get paid? How much money, and how much money the Department of Education has, okay? So that class in 2022, it opened up my eyes. And I'm like, wow, I can teach what I'm already teaching, because I teach digital marketing. I teach how to make money on Amazon. I teach financial literacy. So I said, I could teach that, in the school. So what happened was I started to go to different school events. I started to go to... So I'm a digital marketer. I teach digital marketing. I teach basic computer skills. I also teach affiliate marketing. I also teach how to sell on Amazon. I teach financial literacy. I teach the basics of this stuff. So, I'm like, I want to bring, my skills, my knowledge, my expertise to the school. So I went to school events, right? A couple of school events. Just to kind of feel who's what. Just a couple of schools in my area, and this is for you. Like, if you're in the Bronx, if you're in Brooklyn, if you're in Jersey, if you're in Atlanta, wherever, just go to some of these school events. Every school has events, whether it's small events, big events, Valentine's Day, Christmas. All schools have events, and it's open. Some of them are open to the public, and you can just go, like, see who's who. Now, I'm a part of the NCNW, which is the National Council for Negro Women. I'm also a part of NAACP, okay? I'm also a part of the Community Board 12, and I'm also a part of the Youth Empowerment Committee. So one of my committee members knows the superintendent. So she introduced me to the superintendent. The principals also have meetings every month. The superintendents also have meetings every month. The PTAs also have meetings every month. The parent coordinators, the CLT, the SLT, the UFT, the TTTs, the whoever. Teachers have meetings every month. And they can invite you to come and, do like a 10, 15-minute presentation to present your products and present your services. Now, the thing is, if you're not good at public speaking, this won't be for you because you're going to stumble. I'm a public speaker, and I was a little nervous in front of these principals. And this was in the beginning of 2023. This was before my book was actually launched. I just had like a cover of the book. I showed them the book. I told them what I do. And I got 5 minutes to talk. I did my thing. And after that, 5 principals gave me their cell phone numbers. They were like, I want you to come to my school. We need financial literacy. Definitely come to my school. So out of those 5 principals, my first time actually really getting paid was in 2023. I think I made about 30 grand, right? 30, 40 grand within 3 months. So what that did for me was open me up to man, I can make 30 grand in 3 months. I'm making 10 grand a month with the school. And I'm not even working a lot of hours. Hold up. So I really started to dive into the school system, how much money the school got, how much money each school got. Started going to each school website. So basically, I started doing my research. I started getting on these different webinars that the Board of Ed had, these different committees. I was getting on their webinars. I started to engulf myself around the school system and what the school was actually doing around financial literacy. And the school is absolutely doing nothing around financial literacy. So now that I made 30 grand, now I'm hyped. This is in 2023. After I took that class, I got MWBE certified. I already had my DOE number because my daughter, elementary school principal, shout out to Miss Cox, she actually nominated me to get my DOE number, and I had that for over 7 years. I didn't know the power of it until now. And then I didn't understand the power of being an MWBE because now they don't have to bid, right? Anything under $25,000, you could go right to the principal and say, hey, this is my services. If they like it, they're going to put you on. That's it. So that opened me up. The first $30,000 I made opened me up, and I was like, wow, the school got a lot of money. They got billions of dollars. Now, of course, they got to pay their staff and all the other stuff, but the school gets a lot of money. The school system and the police department get the most money out of the city's budget. And it's a correlation. The school to prison pipeline is fucking real. Okay? So now I did one principal meeting. Now I'm looking to do another principal meeting. Now I'm looking to do a PTA meeting. Now I'm looking to do a CEC meeting. Now I'm like, listen, baby, shit. I'm trying to get all this money, right? So one principal, again, referred me to another one. She contacted me. Then I went to the State of the Schools. Then I went to the Project Pivot. Then I went to the Tweed. I'm telling you guys, there's so many organizations within the school system. It is insane. You can't get through all of them, right? So I went to this Project Pivot event. And, they were talking about schools that needed services. So one of the schools was my daughter's school, her old school, and that she graduated high school from. So I went on the website, and the email came up, and I emailed the lady, and literally she emailed me right back, and she was like, oh, we're doing interviews for vendors. Can you come in? Went in, I did a whole interview with the principals, with the student government, all that. They all loved me. They was like, yes, we need you in. They gave me a $25,000 contract. I was like, y'all giving me $25,000 for 10 hours? What? Hold up, bro. I'm on to something with this school thing, man. Wait a minute. I should have been. So I had to fill out the work order, right? You got to be a DOE vendor. Okay, or you become become MWBE certified. I had to fill out a work order, basically the scope of work and what I was going to be provided. Then I had to send an invoice. I sent that over to the principal. Central sends you an e-order basically saying you got the contract. And then in Passport, in your back office, is going to say, 25,000, basically pending. And then every time you do a class or every time, you do the work, you submit, the attendance and, the other paperwork, that's involved. So that opened me up more. So that was just Queens schools. I'm like, there's schools in Brooklyn, schools in the Bronx, schools in Staten Island, schools in Manhattan, Harlem. I'm like, wow. There's 4,500 schools, charter schools, private schools, Montessori schools. Like, what? So many schools. So many schools. So many schools. You could literally become a millionaire just off the schools in your borough. All right? It's crazy. Fucking nuts. All right? So I started to explore other boroughs. I'm like, let me see if this works in other boroughs. Got on the meetings. Got on the PTA meeting. Now I'm doing parent workshops because now the PTA got money. Title I got money. I mean, there's so many freaking pots of money with the school. It's insane, guys. That's what I'm telling you, man. If you are a black entrepreneur, okay, and you have a real product or service for the school that the kids can benefit from and use, you need to be positioning yourself in the school system, okay? Now, I don't know how it works in other school systems, but I'm sure it's kind of the same thing. Like, what? Whatever, right? So, made the money. Then this program called Open for Business popped up. And they started doing these vending events where the principals can come and you can meet principals. And I was like, wow. First one we went to, Staten Island, last year, actually in 2024. And, a lot of principals. Got a lot of principals' email, followed up with them. I'm a part of Project Pivot. They send you all the emails. I'm also a part of the ST. So the first one for Open for Business was in Staten Island. A principal came up to me. This was in May. She came up to me. I told her I teach financial literacy. Literally, you guys know I do financial literacy, right, with my book. Showed her my book. She was like, oh, I'm having an event. Remember I said all these schools have events. She's like, oh, I'm having an event and we want to do a workshop for the parents on financial literacy. Oh, really? She was like, oh, can you come? That same day I met her, she introduced me to her business manager. Literally the same day. Business manager calls me the next day. How much do you charge to do the workshop? I told her. They said, all right, good. We're going to have a check for you when you come. I did the event. They gave me the check. Like, I said, oh, it works in Staten Island too. It works everywhere, guys. As long as you got a good product, that's what schools look for. They look for good products and services that they can get a bang for their buck, right? They don't just want anybody off the street saying I could do whatever. No, you got to be a DOE vendor. They prefer you to be MWBE because they don't have to do any bids. Anything under $25,000, you can get the $25,000 contract, right? So I think the school is a hidden gem, for entrepreneurs to be able to make an impact with the children, right? And the parents, because the PTA got Title I money. They got all kind of money. And what I learned, so much, I'm telling you, so much is so much. And what I learned, the school system is non-profit. So that means they can apply for unlimited grants. They can get unlimited grants. They got plenty of space in their schools, their gyms, their lunchrooms, auditoriums. Their yards are huge. They got football fields, some of them. right? They can apply for unlimited grants and get things done in the schools to help the families, help the kids, help the parents, right? So this is what, my third year? Well, going into the third year because 2026 is around the corner. So going into my third year, I already made $200,000 with the Board of Ed. Two. Now, what I also learned with the Board of Ed is that it don't just stop there. It don't just stop there with getting $25,000 contracts per school, talking to the principal. There's also something called requests for proposals. Requests for proposals. Those are $1.5 million contracts or more for 5 years, however many long. Those, you literally have to have a team, right? You could get to 1 million by yourself, but you talking about 10 million, 20 million, you need a team. So with the RFP, which is request for proposal, which is the MTAX, you got to have a team. You got to be able to subcontract people, and the paperwork is like 30 pages. But once you do it, because I'm working on mine now, once you do it, once you get it, because now a lot of black people are applying, guess what? You're in. Now you got to worry about the $25,000, cap. You ain't got to worry about doing no bids because all your money is coming from that central office that put out that RFP. It's insane, friends. And guess who dominates all of these contracts within the school system? You want to know who dominates all of these contracts with the schools? Not us. Not black folks. So there's room to make an impact. If you want to make an impact in children, become a Department of Education vendor. Become MWBE certified. To get all the certifications that you can, right? Now that I'm in the school system, now I get emails from after school programs. Wait, what? There's after school programs too that got money? Wait a minute. The after school programs got bread too? Wait, what? After school programs are like, oh, my principal sent me your info and told me you were amazing and we want to bring you to the after school program. Really? I didn't even know that. So much money. So much money, guys, flows through the school system. So much money. They even have $125 million to help the kids in shelters. Give them food, clothes, book bags, get their hair done, get their nails done, wash their clothes, wash their shoes, wash everything, right? Literally, the government gives them $125 million. Now, all schools don't get it, right? But $125 million broken up. Okay? It's another pot of money. If you got a laundromat, you could be washing kids' clothes. You got a hair salon, you could be doing kids' hair. You got a barber shop, you could be cutting kids' hair. It's so many, guys. And then what else I found out is that the construction authority also has money for vendors. The schools are always doing construction on something in the school. Always. Since I was a kid, they've been doing construction. They ain't gonna never stop doing construction. Construction is a whole nother bag. So if you're trying to become MWBE Certified, if you're trying to become a DOE Vendor, yes, it's going to take long. Yes, it might be difficult. But baby, that money is there. Believe me. It's there, okay? And, of course, I'm making, you laugh, but the bigger impact is the kids. If you have a real true program that can help these kids, that's it. Now you can franchise it, right? Like my book. My goal is to get my book, friends, in every school. This from K to 12. Every school, friends, to get this book. I have a workbook. We're coming up with a coloring book. We also have the reading book me and my daughter wrote. I mean, come on. The list goes on and on, friends. You can create you a team. I created a group for MWBEs, right? You got to be MWBE certified and you got to be already doing business with the schools. And you have a group for support to help each other. It's crazy. So, if you are trying to become a DOE vendor, don't quit. You're trying to become MWBE certified, do not quit. If you want me to help you, right, figure out pricing, because there's people that hit me up all the time, how do I price my products? How do I price this? I do consultation. I am a business coach. We're not going to get on the phone for free. That's not how this works. I've been an entrepreneur for 13 years. I've been business coaching for over a decade. We're not about to get on the phone for free. And I do my own events. We have Equity Summit coming up October 18th for the youth. I have the Black Excellence Festival coming up. December 6th. And then I have another event called the Women's Wealth and Wellness, which is March 14th. So lock all those dates in. If you're in New York, whatever, come through. Bring your children. Just have a good time. If you're a woman, we're going to focus on domestic violence for 2026, March 2026. Come, bring your mom, aunts, cousins, all of that, okay? So make sure you guys follow me at Coach Tanisha Marie on all platforms. I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I have my own school app called the School of Money and Wealth. And in that app, I have a step-by-step PDF for free. I got different trainings you can go through for free, how to start a business. I got ebooks on funding, a bunch of stuff, right? So just get inside the app. I mean, you actually can Google it, but I'll put it, in the link below. And if you want a consultation on really getting yourself into the school system, then definitely, hit me up. I can help you, help you put yourself in position. The school ain't going nowhere. AI is not taking over the school system. They also need classes on AI. They need teachers on technology. The school literally needs everything. Fucking everything. But you got to get yourself in position so that you can be in position to make an impact. So, it's your girl, Coach Tanisha. Follow me on all platforms, and I'll see you guys on the next video.